Alright, so I'm back again tonight for Proverbs 1:11, and as much as I can get done in like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I changed the layout a little bit. So I'll have that screen for Strong's, this one for counting roots. Again, I'm not gonna read out loud the Hebrew because I'm not very practiced with doing that. I hope to practice more, and then once I'm more smooth with it, I can read out loud the Hebrew. I didn't peek at the English today before the stream, so I might need to sometimes before I finish the English before I finish the Hebrew translation. All right, so let's start with verse 11, Proverbs 1. If they will say, go with us, we will ambush. I think that's ambush. We will ambush to blood, to ambush for blood. We will hide to maybe hide against the innocent without cause. Maybe we will ambush for blood, or maybe even to draw blood or something. So let's look at the English. So if they say, come with us, so this says come instead of go, but this root here comes from halak, which it means to go. It doesn't mean to come, but that's fine. I mean, it's the same difference, I guess. Let us lay wait for blood. I guess, to draw blood or something like that. Let us lurk privately. So that's Saphon, which is to hide. Saphon is north. So north comes from this root, to hide. Some of the prophecies in the New Testament, I think in Revelation, talk about a nation coming from the north. Maybe it might be in the Old Testament. I don't remember. But when it says a nation from the north, it can be literally, but it can also be like a hidden nation, or secretly maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. So let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. So, yeah, I guess I got it right, pretty much right. And sprinklers are on here. I'm out on the patio. It's kind of the best place I can stream right now. Let me jump this up to 175%. That might be better. we will swallow them as or according to the grave. But that might be a word pair or construct. As the grave of the living, or maybe living and the meaning is I think perfections or perfect ones. Maybe it can be complete or whole. Also, as ones who go down into the well. So we will swallow them as the grave, alive. It could be alive. This third word here might be alive. So that makes sense, maybe. We will swallow them as the grave, alive, and perfectly, completely, maybe, for this here, as the going down into the well. Let's see what the English says. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole. Yeah, so I guess they're translating, King James is translating it as whole. As those that go down into the pit. Yeah, because this has the Holland, the Holland bob there. So it's I think that's a participle. So it's like people who do something. So as ones to go down into the well or pit. I guess pit makes more sense here. Let's look at Strong's here. This comes from but what I thought, to be perfect. I'm pretty sure it's perfect as the primary. No. Okay, well, I thought perfect was more with the primary translations. I guess it's not. So, to consume or end or finish. Accomplished, to be done, perfect. It's just there's a lot of roots that we can look at the dictionary here. I think a lot of the roots have to do with words that come from the root have to do with being perfect. So see, most of these, like, without blemish, perfect, H 8549, integrity, perfect, soundness, metome, soundness or men, metim, men. But like this one here, I think this is more than just man. I think it's like perfect man, or like men of and of integrity. So all these words that come from this root kind of have something to do with integrity or perfection. So that's why even now this root apparently doesn't translate perfect very much as a verb. I usually think of it as being having perfect as the primary translation as the verb because of all these other words that come from it have to do with it. When I list them here, normally I underline the primary translation, like here, I got kind for pra, to break for parar. I got those underlined because they're the primary translation for that word or root. But here I didn't underline it here because to me it was, perfect really is the primary, even though it's not used as a verb very much. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to look at. Yeah, so let's move on. Oh, I was gonna make notes. I can't see how long the video has been. That's unfortunate. I was gonna try to make notes as to when I started each verse, but
hello and welcome to Proverbs Live.
No, that's not what I want. So I'm gonna see if I can pull up this video in my browser and see how long. It doesn't say how long I've been broadcasting. That's where does it? That's really wonky. I think 1620. So I'm gonna type 1620. Remind myself about maybe verse 3. So that might help me make the verse listing easier. In the description later on. Oh, 13. All substance. Hone is usually substance, I think. So all substance is precious. We will find. We will find. We will fill our houses, I think. I think that's houses. I'm pretty sure it's not daughters. And this is plunder, so I guess we'll fill our houses with plunder. So all substance is precious. We will find. We will fill our houses with spoil or plunder. So let's see what the English says. we shall find all precious substance. What did I think here? Yeah, I guess that's better than what I said, because the way I said it, everything they found, it would be precious, but this is just, they're going to try to find what is precious. So all substance that is precious, we will find. I guess that would be a better translation. We shall fill our houses with spoil. I mean, that's all right. It's pretty self-explanatory. See, some of these, I had to. Hebrew, a lot of times you have to imply. There's implied. The word is implied often. The word that is implied often. Like here, so at the beginning of verse 13, and all substance that is, right here, you basically have to, it's implied that that is, all substance that is precious, we will find. So it's pretty common to have to, to add an is in the translation. It's not all that common to have to add a that. So I am kind of surprised, but it's not a big deal. So I was just looking at Discord. I don't think that pertains to me. Yeah, no. So yeah, let's go to 14. And let me see if I can find the timestamp. It's 1822-ish. Okay, so 14. Your portion, no, your lot. Your lot will fall in our midst. Peace. Kos is cup. This might be cup. The hot is one, so 1 cup maybe. 1 cup will be for all of us. I don't think that's throne. Throne has an aleph on after the sonic, or chair. And I'm pretty sure it's cup. So let's see. Cast in your lot among us. Your lot will fall in our midst. This is causative. I missed that. So, and instead of I thought it might have been. It's the imperfect form. So I thought it might have been like It's because the tav and the tav prefix can be like it will do something, or you will do something. So it can either be you or it. So I thought it was it referring to the lot, but it could be you. So like you will cause to fall your that must be you will cause to fall your lot in our midst. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense. So let us all have one purse. Okay, I guess that's person, not cup. So one purse will be for all of us. Let's look at Strong's here. So it is showing it being from the word coast for cup, page 3563, but it's bag. It's used translated as bag 4 times and purse once. Let's see what my dictionary says. So yeah, I mean, I have it listed under the same, like how Strong's does with cup, but there's no root. I mean, there might be, but we don't know about it. It's not in the Bible, in its Tanakh. So because cup is the kos is the primary word out of these two, as far as usage. I'm not listing it as if it's a root, but I put it in the place where this root would be in this dictionary, because if there's no root, that's what I do. I'm a little bit tired today, so if you hear me like sigh or something, that's why. I didn't sleep too great. I wish there was a way to clear all of these. Well, this is a really big document. I can't really clear it. It may, if I could clear all the highlights on one page, I guess that would be handy. So let's do 15. In this letters version, I never really paid attention to that before. It looks like every 5 verses it's doing a Hebrew word, and then the rest are English, or not word, letter. For the numbering on the right here, it's all English numbers except for every 5th one is Hebrew, which is pretty interesting. I didn't notice that before. I'm just going to turn the volume up on my phone, make sure I'm still talking here. I should have done that at the beginning. Yeah. So there's probably some feedback there. So verse 15. My son, do not go in. It's not in the way because it's not definite. So in a way with them, but maybe we can assume it might be implied that it's definite because it's talking about a them that we already know from the previous verse apparently. So my son, do not go in a way with them. Withhold your feet from their way. So let's go look at the English. My son, walk not thou in a way with them. So they're using the definite. Refrain thy foot from their path. Yeah, I think definite is kind of implied there because we're talking about the them that is basically definite. But see right here, this bait, that's not definite. It would need like a patak or kamates vowel. Sometimes the vowel afterwards can change this definite. Like if this vowel was definite, sometimes this next letter the vowel under that can change it. But I don't think this segol under this dalit is changing anything. But I'm not sure. I do like to learn a lot of things about vowels, but I don't put a huge focus on vowels because they're not too important. They do help a lot with translation, but modern Hebrew, they don't even use vowels, so like they're just not all that important, but they can help sometimes with translation. So 16. Oh, I've been messing up my notes. So let's see what time let's see what the timestamp is. 21:40. So I'm missing some of these timestamps, but this will help anyway. So verse 16, because their feet I think this is into bad things, into bad into evil. It's often it's translated as evil a lot, but evil, in my opinion, basically means harm. So because their feet into harm, they will run. Because their feet into harm will run, and they quickly into shafak. What's shafak again? I think it's the overflow or out. think this is overflow. So they were quickly. I think that's the Shafak. I think this is a. I'm a little bit tired. I apologize. Well, anyway, that Lamed is the to do something. I can't even think of the grammar word. Infinitive? Yeah, infinitive. So it's so they will quickly overflow with blood. The blood down here. I mean, if it's the infinitive, it'd be like to flow, to overflow. But or it could be like an ing in English, ing ending. So they will quickly overflow with blood, I guess. I'm guessing it means like the causing of overflowing of blood and not like their own blood. But let's read what the English is. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Yeah, so to shed blood. So let's look at the Strongs here. Yeah, so this, it's, alright, pour out. It's not overflow, it's to pour out. I figured it was one of them. I just, I hate it when I forget an exact root. It really bothers me. It makes more sense to pour out blood instead of overflow. I should have realized that. So yeah, I mean, shed does make sense, but yeah, I guess shed is probably better of a translation. So let's see if I was right about infinitive. Yeah, it's not going to tell us, is it? Oh, okay, just saying it's infinitive. Okay, I'm going to get a timestamp. It's 37:20. So 17. Because without cause, is sprinkling. No, that's not sprinkling. That's scatter. So, because without cause, the scattering of the net in the eyes of all of the owners of wings. All of the men or husbands of wings. It's kind of strange. So, King James English, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. Okay, so I without cause here makes, I think that's better. We can look that up, but I don't think vain works as well as without cause. So in the sight of any bird. Well, this is okay. So this would be in the sight of all. And this is wing, but I guess that can be implied as bird, or like winged creatures. In the sight of all winged creatures, but this all is comes from the root to own, or like to be, like to be a husband or something like that usually. So let's look these up here. Oh shoot, I didn't have the PDF showing, so I'll point out what I was talking about again. So so this first one here that I highlighted is without cause, which is better than vanity. The King James uses. This is in the sight of all, and this is wing right here, and then this is owner, I think. All. So let's go to the Strongs. So this is usually translated as without cause, or for nothing, causeless. It's only in vain twice. So yeah, in vain is just not as good, because I mean, it could be. I just don't think it is. I'm pretty sure this is the scatter and not spread. Yeah, it's usually scatter or disperse. So King James isn't even translating ball here. There might be. Well, first let's look up this wing. See, it's usually wing or skirt, border, corners, ends, feathered. So maybe like a feathered creature or winged. I think the creature is just implied, like a winged creature, feathered creature. So it's just implied, I guess. I wouldn't even translate that as bird. I would say in the sight of any winged creature or Yeah, I think any winged creature. But King James didn't translate this. It's so it comes from the root Baal H1166. Which is it's usually translated as Mary, or husband, dominion. So dominion instead of own, I guess. I usually just think of it as to own, though. But dominion might fit better. Let me see what I did in counting roots here. Okay, yeah, I just left it. I didn't underline anything. I did put to own here, and to rule over. See, So this one here, Baal. So you can be owner 14 times, or husband, or have. Because Baal H1167 can mean owner. That's why I put it as to own here for H1166. I really should add the dominion though. I think I'm going to do that right now before I forget. All right, so anyway, so why the King James didn't translate? So here it's saying bird with 3671, which is wing, but that's only once. So that combination is only one time apparently. So yeah, apparently King James just didn't even bother to. I guess they didn't know what to do with Baal here, but I mean, I think it should have been translated somehow. So in the sight of any owner of wings, I mean, in the sight of any owner of wings, or like winged, like dominating winged creature. I mean, maybe that makes more sense. So maybe not every bird, maybe just the more dominant ones. I mean, like, so like in this context, are the birds going to steal? Like, are they fishing? And the birds are just going to get the fish before the nets do, and that's why it's, but then that mean, that's speaking towards vanity. Because if it is just translated as without cause, then they would be putting their nets out without cause, without reason, maybe. So maybe vain works better. Because, if the birds are going to steal their fish or something, then it would be in vain, I guess. But it's only used in vain is twice for Kinam. But I mean, it does seem to work. So I'll have to get a timestamp for 18. Looks like 37:30. So 18. This is to mom is to put the silence, I think, or to silence something. Looks like it's in the infinitive, so and they put the silence there. Oh, it could be blood. Like two their blood. Dom is blood, and they and they to their blood they will ambush. They will hide. Oh, for their blood. And they for their blood they will ambush. They will hide. They will hide their souls. Nefesh, soul, or person. I think I prefer person usually because it can imply the body and soul, which I feel that the word nefesh, it can imply either one. I think it can also be like mind or there's a couple other things like that. But definitely mind, but we can look at it. I'm pretty sure it's translated as soul or person, as in like the body also. So let me try that again. And they, for their blood, will ambush. They will hide for their soul. The root nefesh is to renew or refresh, not to renew, to refresh something. Let's look at the English. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privately for their own lives. So because if it's okay, so if it wasn't talking about their own blood, then we don't know who this they would be, right? But if this main suffix, which means they, if it's referring to them, to the ambushers, then yeah, it would be if they're ambushing for their own blood. Maybe it's kind of interesting. Maybe it means that God's going to, I mean, I doubt they would, they're not going to try to harm themselves, right? So, but sometimes it seems to me that sometimes God arranges it so that wicked people end up causing their own harm, and so got some noisy vehicles here. So, I think this is just God's way of saying that they're gonna shed their own blood, but I mean, I'm guessing they're not trying. They wouldn't intend on that to happen. It's either that or it's talking about a they that, like other people, unless they means other people. But, for their blood, they're ambushing. But if that's the case, the last part of this verse doesn't really, they will hide for their souls. I mean, that doesn't really make sense. He's talking about themselves in the last part of this verse. They will hide for their own souls. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that would mean. Um, I guess it's another reference to ambushing. You know, they're hiding or ambushing. And if it's not talking about other people, then other people's souls, then they're going to like ambush their own soul because of their wickedness, I guess. So it's like a poetic comparison of Safan, which is to hide and ambush, Erev, Arad. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So we'll get another timestamp. It's so hard to tell the time. It doesn't. It basically tells me how long I've been streaming and not. You know, it's basically opposite. It's backwards. The time it tells me. So next time I'll probably just have to use a watch or my clock on my laptop to just estimate my own time. Might be easier. So 19. Baruch, I think, is path. If there was a vav in here between the resh and the hate, hate, it can mean meal, I think. The root here is like to be a wayfarer, I think. So it could be like wayfarers, but it's so thus paths all boats. This is to covet or to gain unjustly, but it's got this Colin. I can't do that sound real well. Colin vowel, the O vowel. So it's ones who covet or ones who gain unjustly. So this might be wayfarers. Thus wayfarers all who covet. But this is used twice. This root, so it's an emphasis, I think. So thus wayfarers all who surely covet the soul of his owner, he will take. Baal is the root here, so maybe master, his master. I don't know. I think I'm close, but let's see what English King James has. So are the ways. Okay, it's ways, not wayfarer. And Cain can be thus or so. so are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, or so coveting. But this is interesting because this is the Paul form, the basic, like he or she did something, the basic all form, and so, and then this first one, both Saya, is ones who covet. I don't know. I think it's more of an emphasis, but it looks like King James is just translating it as two separate words and not an emphasis. So they're just translating this first one as greedy and the second gain, but it doesn't make no sense. So I maybe it's better, so are the ways of everyone who covets or surely covets. Which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. So King James started this off as like the last part of the verse, like the beginning of the last part of the verse. So it's a direct object marker. But I think it looks to me like the color, it's a direct object marker pointing to the soul here or person. So coveting is the action being done to the soul. So now so basically King James is translating it as a taking of the soul, to be like like killing somebody, or it seems to me that way. But anyway, let me try this again. So are the ways of everyone who surely covets the soul of his owner he will take. So so are the ways of everyone who will covet, he will take the soul of his owner, or he would take the soul of his owner. So it may be, nefesh might be life sometimes. Let's look at that. So it's usually translated as soul. Okay, yeah, it is life. 117 times, 475 times as soul, 29 times as person. But that's why I say, it can be soul or person, even though it's only 29 times. But I think that's still important. Mind, 15, heart. So heart was the other one I couldn't think of. Here's body, which goes along with person. That's why it just further shows that person is important for translation. But yeah, life makes sense. So yeah, sounds like, the covetous person is trying to kill his owner, his master. I mean, it's saying this is that Botsea is a participle, which is what I didn't say participle, but that's what I was translating it as. It's saying Botsa is a noun, which, I don't know. It has the exact vowels. See right here. It has the exact vowels of a call or call verb. I'm trying to check my phone to see if you can see the highlighting. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe it's not an emphasis. I mean, maybe King James is right, translating it to separately, but I'm just not completely sure. I mean, it just seems kind of redundant, it's not an emphasis, but I mean, again, I just don't know for sure. So I'll get a timestamp. Like 111. So verse 20. So wisdom. It's plural, which is interesting. Wisdom in the outside. I mean, it could be a wise one, a wise person. No, but it's plural. So wise people, maybe. In the outside will shout. Renan could be like to shout. I think it's usually like a joyful shouting, but not necessarily. Sometimes it might be sad. But this tav can be either you or it. I get maybe it. I don't know. Wisdom in the outside will shout. In the wide places or in the street. I think that's streets because it has the column here. Rehoboth is streets, I think. In the streets, it will give its voice. Maybe wisdom. Wisdom in the outside will shout. In the streets, it will give its voice. Wisdom of wise ones. Let's see. Looks like wisdom. So wisdom crieth out. Wisdom crieth without. Coots is outside, so I think outside is better here. She uttereth her voice in the streets. So yeah, I mean, it's basically what I said, but I think outside is better. I mean, this was written, this English was written, 400 years ago. I mean, they did revise it. It's not the Old English, because the Old English didn't have J's, and I think like V's or V's or U's. It didn't have. It was one of those. It didn't have. I don't think it had W's, and yeah. So anyway, English has changed a lot since then. So let me get a timestamp. In the head or in the top, in the head of the I don't know what meode is right now. Home. They. Aim is they. Harmon is multitude. Maybe it's multitude. This yod. It might be hama, like to roar. And the yod. Replaces the hay. But then that means it's like a plural, like a roaring, maybe. Maybe roaring, I don't know. So with the head or top of roaring or multitude, it will call. I think it's still talking about wisdom. Maybe it will call in the opening of the gates in the city. Her words will be said. So it's probably top, in the top. Roaring will call out in the openings of the gates of the city. Her words will be said. So She crieth in the chief place of concourse. Okay. In the openings of the gates in the city, she uttereth her words, saying. Okay, so they're just adding this. Sometimes, if it's in italics like that, it's just like implied or added. You know, they're admitting basically that there isn't a Hebrew word that they're translating, because they're already using two words for say. You know, this is her words right here. And this is, she will say, or it will say. So yeah, they're just adding this saying at the end here. But I don't understand why she crieth in a chief place of concourse. What? So, yeah, I mean, in the top, I guess, they're just using chief. I don't know, let's look that up here in Strong's. So, yeah, it is to roar. Well, yeah, it's the root that I thought it was. What? The place of concourse? They're translating that as a place of concourse? I mean, it's just so concourse is used one time, which is probably this verse. Yeah. Okay, well, what? I mean, all these have to do with like making sound or noise, except for concourse and like a couple of these other one-time uses. I mean, that's just makes no sense. So, I mean, maybe chief, place. Place can sometimes be implied to certain words, like like to rise up. Let's see here. So this root here, to rise up. Right here, there's a, I mean, this root has nothing to do with place, but this word here, makom, means place. It's used 402 times. It's pretty solid. It definitely means place. But it's by the reason it means place is because it's like implied. The main is a prefix here. Sometimes nouns have like a main prefix or a ta prefix. Like here, see, it has a ta prefix. And main can mean from. I mean, it's not, it's not literally translated as from in this word, but as a prefix, it can mean from, or among, or like a part of. But if you were to translate makom literally, you could translate it. I mean, it wouldn't make. It wouldn't make sense. But I mean, if you really wanted a literal translation, you could say from a risen. And then see, that's where you imply place, because okay, a risen what? From a risen. It's implying that something was risen from somewhere. So you got to ask yourself, okay, risen from where, and well, a place, because it's not definite. So this is my opinion of why this word means place, makom. See, here's from room to lift up, or be high. Well, right here it's Rama is something that's high. Well, if it's a location, well, the place is implied, so a high place. Anyway, I'm getting off track here, but anyway, so I forgot why I went that direction, but so homeote definitely comes from the root to roar, and should have some sort of translation that reflects roaring or making noise. So so my point is that so if Rosh here is translated as chief, place can be implied. So chief place. So in the chief place roaring, she will call. Or in the chief place, she will call roaring. They're definitely. Kara is to call or read or proclaim. So I think that it needs to be translated with something for the Kara, like proclaiming or maybe proclaiming. But roaring also needs to be translated. Rosh is probably like chief place, or I wouldn't say high place. Even though it can mean top, Rosh can mean top, but high isn't really, it's not translated as high. When we can check. So head is 349 times. Chief, let's change this over so you can see. Chief is 91 times. Top 73 times. Chapters, so I think that's like the top of columns. But yeah, there's no word for high or, well, here it says, but not in the actual translation. So maybe just like chief place, with chief being, with place being implied. I really wish there's a quick way to delete these highlights. So I'm gonna get my timestamp. I'll probably end with this verse 22. It's a good number to end on, I think. So 22 looks like a longer one. So until when, this combination here, until when, can also be translated like how long, but literally it's until when. I'm gonna go with how long. No, how long? 15. It could be from pata, which is to entice or deceive. Could be simple ones, which is peti. This is they love, they will love. This is peti, simple. So this one, the time here is probably not simple because this is probably like a poetic thing here. So how long will the it's a group of people probably because they will love the simple. How long will the deceivers love the simple? Or persuaders? And Lutz is the mock. And the mockers the mockers will mock. Mod is delight, um, to delight in, desire for themselves. And the mockers will desire for themselves, and the fools will hate knowledge. This one's pretty tough. So how long will these, this could be simple again. How long will the simple love simplicity, and the mockers delight in mocking for them, for themselves to mock, and the fools will hate knowledge. Let's see what King James says. So they're using how long, ye simple ones. So the time they're translating the simple ones, which does come from pata, which is to deceive or entice. Will ye love simplicity? So how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning. And the fools hate knowledge. I think I was pretty close, but King James probably says it better. But it's interesting how, like I said this in the Discord before, maybe we should look it up. Like Moses referred to himself as simple, and I think he used petit here. So I think I'll look that up before we end here. No? Am I just wrong here? Let me see if I can find Moses. He calls himself humble, but I think he's referred to himself to God as being simple. So this is probably Onu. For humble, so this isn't related. Yeah, so that's just humble Onu, or Anu, Nav, from Ainun He, which is to afflict or grieve, to afflict or answer, or humble. But so yeah, that's not what the person is looking for. So it's when Moses was saying to God that Moses tells God he's slow of speech. What? Let's see that. I'm pretty sure it's simple that he was used in Hebrew. I just gotta find. I guess I might be wrong. I mean, this is severe of mouth, or because that root kaved can be to glory or honor, or to be heavy or hard or severe. So severe of tongue, heavy of mouth. So maybe slow fits, but I'm pretty sure. I wish I knew for sure. I'm pretty sure petit was used with Moses somewhere. Numbers 12:4. What? They were just there. Almost. That's not right. That's not the same one. I don't know. I guess this is just something I'll have to look at some other time, unless somebody knows. But anyway, simple comes from. It's just interesting, like the reason why this is translated as simple is because, like, the root can mean to entice or persuade or deceive. So in other words, somebody that can be persuaded or deceived, they might be simple, or easy to deceive. So when a word ends with a yod, sometimes it's a group of people, like the Canaanite. The Hebrew word for Canaanite, it ends with a yod, or pretty much any group of people that the Bible describes, it ends with the yod. So sometimes the yod is like a suffix that can mean a group of people. So in this case, it's like maybe petit could be like a group of people who can be deceived, and or enticed, and he's, the easier way to say that is just simple, I guess. So I do need to put in Discord that I was wrong, I think, or I'll make a note. I'll ask people right now. Why is it copy pasting that long? That's strange. I wish I could share my screen real quick, but I don't have it set up that way yet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the stream here, I think. So that's not really the one I want. I guess I need an ending stream thing. But anyway, thanks for watching, and please comment or say something in Discord if you want to. I'm gonna leave the Discord links in the note in the description. My webpage. I'll try to put the verse timestamps also there. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good